Well, hot damn. That was a mess. And I lost all my viewers. I mean, that was 40 minutes of technological nightmare that I don't even know what happened. My computer shut down after I froze. And then it wanted to reboot itself. And then it signed me out of my whole Microsoft account. So then I had to wait for it to load. Then I had to re-sign in. Then I had to wait for email codes, and put them in 3 different places. Then I had to remove the split cam, which is my camera down, which I only have at my dad's, in order to get the computer's camera working. Oh my gosh. I mean, I was on a nice roll. And I lost everyone. Wow. Just wow. So I hope that's not the universe telling me that Mondays is a terrible time to be doing this. Oh, anyone who is here who followed me and hung in there with me, God bless you. That was a literal nightmare. Wow. I'm so sorry. Talk about unprofessional. Forgive me. Forgive me. Good Lord. Okay, so here we are. I'm centered, and we're going to start all over again. Woof. So, hi, Ginger. Nice to meet you. I don't think I've ever met you before. Boy, good thing I've been wearing prayer beads. That was a nightmare. Okay, so I was only on my second item. It's a great item. So let's get back to that. I went through my blurb on take 1 about PayPal pirate ship, 2-week build a box. This is week 2. It takes about a week with invoicing and people paying to ship. If you ever need anything right away, you just email me and say that, and I will get it out. I'll get your invoice out that day, and as soon as you pay, as long as it's not the weekend, I'll get your item to the post office. I do 2-week build-a-boxes to save me time and to save you money. Well, now that I've lost more than half my audience, let's carry on. Maybe they'll come back. All right, so this is what I was showing you when all that insanity happened. My Lord. Okay. An antique based on this brown maroon. It was one of the favorite colors that they used when painting. I can't remember the exact name, but they have a name for it. It is pre-Nippon, 1920s. It is all hand painted. It has the typical 2 geishas and their master. He very likely could be intended to be a samurai. It has the lake, the domicile, and the mountains. Those are 3 prerequisites of this scene. It is all hand painted. There is very, very little wear, if any. You see how it's raised? You could not, there's the gold paint showing up. Let me show you how see-through it is. There it is. You see that? You can see my finger if you're familiar with geisha wear. Let's get it over on the right side, wrong side. There it is. Here is the back, and this is the saucer. There is no maker's marks on any of these kinds of things. And the detail, the peonies, the beautiful tulip type flowers down there. It's absolutely gorgeous. There's so much detail. You can see my fingers as I hold it. So that's the saucer. Starts at 16. Hi, Carol. Thank you for coming back. I am both live and alive, Carol. My goodness, thank you for coming back. That was horrible. Here is the cup that matches. Extremely little wear. The same scene, but also different because it's hand painting. Don't clean this with a, rough edge spoon. In fact, I would just use a rag to wipe it out. Here is this extra design on the side. Even that is totally intact. This is just a piece of that paint. There are no chips or cracks. This up here is not a chip or a crack. It's a little bit of the paint. There's the handle. Very delicate. Obviously, it too is completely see-through. It is for both. Yeah, it is. There's one, but it is for the cup and saucer, Carol. Absolutely. I would not sell them separately. This is a very old label, the brown. It may have actually been the original. And then there's a tiny bit of a new price tag sitting on there. Why? I'm unclear. I usually don't let that show. So, yes, it is for both 1920s to turn of the century. Carol, did you want measurements? And if anyone else is interested, Carol's in at 16. You would need to come in at 17 or higher. Once we're above 50, increments go in $2 biddings. But until then, it's just $1. So the dainty little teacup, which I would never use for a teacup, this is purely display, is 4 inches wide. The teacup is 2 1/4 inches tall. And the beautiful saucer with the peonies and the other flowers is a little over 5 inches in diameter. So I am so glad that someone likes it. It is, I will wrap this so carefully. And so what I'm going to say is, let me get this in the right place so I don't have any other technological issues. Thank you, everyone who has come back or who has showed up. That was a nightmare. Fair warning, you would have to come in at 17 or higher. These don't come up in this condition very often and not at this price. Last call, y'all. I'm going to get my happy back, I promise. That was awful. Okay. And boxes were shipped out today. Yay. Okay, Carol, it's yours. I'm going to put it very carefully after all of this insanity I just went through. Over there it is. And thank you so much, Carol. I am going to put that away and pack it so nicely. Thank you. Carol, you are Carol C, right? And I ask you this, I know, every once in a while, even though I recognize your picture, but I just always want to make sure because I have 3 Carols. And after that 40 minutes of like, I don't know what, I think it's better to ask than to assume. Okay. Thank you, Carol. I appreciate it. All right. This next item starts at 27. And I will remove Carol from the screen and put this up. Starts at 27. Ooh, you have to have nerves of steel to do this. You have to be, I'm not technologically super literate, and I had to like jump through a lot of hoops really fast, and thank goodness I could. That was nerve-wracking. I was in such a good mood. I'm getting my mood back. So these are Tosco sterling silver, Mexico. Probably late 70s. I've shown them before. Wire, hanging earrings. I believe that's onyx or obsidian, Abalonian mother of pearl, coral, and I don't think this is turquoise as much as I think it might be crushed sapphire, but it may be also a thin wedge of turquoise. It just doesn't have quite the right color for turquoise. And I've shown those round, huge, beautiful star abalone Tosco earrings that do have crushed blue sapphire. So I'm going to leave it up to you to decide exactly what it is. It is stones, and it is in this beautiful teardrop. It is Mexican sterling silver. They're very lightweight. Whoop, wrong ear. That won't work. They are that long. I believe they're about 2.5 inches. Oh, this ring light is, it readjusted itself as well. There you go. With all of this stuff. I don't like it at all. I feel like it's blowing out the color. I still feel like it is. So let's just hold it like that. I'll give you a measurement. Thank you all for finding me and coming back. And about 2 inches long. They're 2 inches long. And they're very, which I appreciate. These are from the 70s. Thin slices of real stone. Unique. See the silver circle in there? Not quite closed. Hand craftsmanship. Something that I always appreciate as unique and lovely. These would probably be selling for, I'm going to wager, close to $40, $45 online. And I'm talking about eBay. I'm not talking about the other places that I don't like. And in an antique mall, maybe even more. So they're going down. Now, remember, everyone, I don't do recaps. So if you ever come in and you see an item that you're interested in from the preview, you can drop it in the chat. Or if you come in late and you, put your speed settings on double 2 times and just through and you see something, drop it in the chat and see if it's still available. And I will let you know. I will bring it back up. Okay. This starts at 17. This is the lowest that I can bring this and, make a couple dollars. I love this. Anyone who's been with me for a little while has seen both the necklace I have with the pendant, and you've now seen this stone, but I'm going to keep bringing minerals because I love them. This is a semi-precious. It's called ruby. Let's see if the ring light helps me now. It's called ruby zoisite. That's okay. Ruby zoisite. That is actual ruby. It is the same mineral as rubies that are made into rings, but it is too soft and too fine on top of this zoisite, which is the green and black, to be able to be made into a stone. So they just take the whole piece of whatever slice or part of it they would want to take and make it into jewelry, sell them as towers and as things like this that are just pretty and thick. For me, this is a fidget stone, and it started at 17. For me, this is a fidget stone, and I love the colors. Look at that. Pink, purple, green. Zoisite usually has some black. I think there's a tiny bit of black in this one. And it's really soft, and it's just something I'd slip in my pocket or keep on my altar and look at and then pick up and enjoy. It's a nice thick one. Let me give you a measurement on this. Carol, how are you today? I think I lost my friend Phil altogether. She's over there down under, and she came on to say hi. I haven't seen her in forever, and I think she gave up on me. It is 1 3/4 inches long, which is too bad. I haven't seen Phil in a long time. She's an absolute sweetheart. And 1 1/2 inches wide and 1/4 inches tall. And 1/4 inches tall. So if you change your mind, let me know. I think it's absolutely lovely. It's the colors for me, and it's the smoothness, and it's the, good, Carol. I've talked about this before. We decided, because Beers decided, BEHR apostrophe S, the company, decided that diamonds were like the thing. These decisions are made by people that are not us. And I actually find a lot of other things like this semi-precious stone to be a heck of a lot more interesting. So, just saying, like, I love plastics. Hey, Cindy B. Hello. I'm glad you found me after, I don't know if you were here for the debacle of 40 minutes of time lost from a tech issue. It was a nightmare. So thank you for being here. Okay. How are you today, Cindy? I'm actually in a very good mood. It's very beautiful up here, but my brand new 2025 Monday start was terrible. And it wasn't my fault. Something happened with STREAMYARD, and then my computer shut down, and oh, Lord. So I hope you're doing well, Cindy. And I did put a preview up, so a lot of you have seen that. Ooh, I bet it's freezing there. When weather is that cold, and it gets down in the 20s up here where I live in, I'm only like, if I could go straight across, I'm probably only 35 or 40 miles from the ocean, but I'm in this valley. And so we have a microclimate, and it gets down into the 20s on a regular basis in the winter. And in the mornings, the last thing I want to do is get out of bed. And then in the summers, it's in the 90s and 100, 105 on a regular basis as well. So, it's a whole thing. But when it's that cold, I just want to stay in bed. So this is the stone. And I am just learning my stones because I've always been a costume jewelry person, for over 35 years. But I'm getting into precious stones. And only thing I could come up with, and I think this is correct, is that this is a piece of sodalite. Sodalite can be very dark blue, but it can also be this light blue. To me, it either is or isn't sodalite, but I tell you what it reminds me of. It reminds me of a robin's egg. It reminds me of wandering around on my land and finding these beautiful speckled bird eggs from baby birds that have hatched. And I think it's precious. It is that tall, and it definitely is a stone. It's not resin, it's a stone. It's just a gold tone type of pendant. Here's the back. I'm wagering this is from the 90s, possibly even the early 2000s. I don't know. I'm going to show you the chain, and then I'll show you the hang tag. Nowhere on this chain does it say anything about gold filled or any of that, but it very much looks gold. It's incredibly dainty, really sweet little chain. So I'm thinking it may be electroplated, because it really, I mean, look at the gold foil. That's real gold. And my fingernails. It's just thin, tiny little strips. And then look at this. I wish I had something real gold to show you in comparison right now, but I don't. Well, actually, that's not true. I do have something. Where is it? Is it right next to me? It may not be right next to me. And, of course, it's not, so I can't. But so, it's a small, short chain. See that? So, and it does have this, I'd say that's maybe a 2-inch extender with the little ball drop. And it's also very delicate, very fine. And I looked and looked on the clasp for something that would say like GF for gold filled. Can't find it. Now, so that's why I say looks like electroplated gold. Here's the hang tag. I could not find this necklace, and I could not find any information about this hang tag. It's clearly more modern. It is a white rhinestone and looks to be a cursive wide C. That's all I've got. Don't know anything about this brand. It's really delicate and sweet. For $14, it would be beautiful on an adult. It would also be lovely on a teenager. That's what I was thinking. So, but it is, see that? That's with the extender all the way. I could just barely get this on my neck. So, again, skinny, small necks like a teenager, right? But I love the robin's egg sodalite. All right, I'll give you diameters and then I will move on. I do sell some contemporary now, and I picked this one up because of the stone and the chain. So the little pendant itself is a little over an inch, almost 1.25 inches long. And the chain, though, with extender, with extender, 7 inches on each side, so 14 inches in total, which is why it's so here. 16 inches comes here to me, and 18 comes about here, 20 about here. So 14, yep, it's right there. With the drop, that makes it 15, but the chain, it's tight. So you need to have either a very small neck or a gift for a teen coming up that has a birthday. Okay, I'm going to put this down. thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. It is my new day and time for 2025. The day that I do a mixture of different jewelries, antiques, and vintage household goods and styling. And who knows what that means? It's very eclectic for me. I'm an eclectic person. I am an eclectic person. I have been my whole life. So what attracts me may not attract you, but it attracts me. Okay. I don't usually pick things like this up, but I could not resist. Good Lord. There you go. This is something, I got it so recently. I still had the tag on. Okay. Look at this. Boy, ring lights are either your friend or not your friend. Look at this little kitty. She's got snowballs, is what I believe she has. Her scarf, she looks like a Persian cat, right? Her jacket with all the little detail. There's her tail poking up. I'm attracted to this. I can't help it. And then, you know what her name is? Her name is Kitty Cucumber. Kitty Cucumber? How did they come up with that? Her name is Cucumber. Are you supposed to put little slices of cucumber in her? I don't have a clue. So here's her little hat. She has the same matching embellished, it's not embroidered, ribbon around her bonnet with a little puff ball. And they did the detailing with the white here. And she is made, sorry, I can never turn my phone off because of my dad, but that's not my dad. 1985 B. Stockman and Company Incorporated, 5th Avenue, New York, New York. Made in Hong Kong for them. Nothing on the bottom. So this was made in Hong Kong for a company in New York. I don't know. Yes, Shaniqua, I'm back. That was a 40-minute fiasco. Gave you more than enough time to get home. Here's the inside. There is somewhere on her hat where it fits on and off. Anyone have any ideas what would have been? And then, it is wrapped. There's the back. Anyone have any idea? I'll tell you how tall it is. Anyone have any idea what the heck a kitty cat tin called Kitty Cucumber would have had inside of it? I mean, I can't imagine putting cucumbers in her. She's too tiny for tea. Clueless. But she's adorable. Someone who loves cats, they would love this. She is 3.5 inches. Nope, she's 4 inches tall with her hat. She's 4 inches tall. Well, you can't see that. She's 4 inches tall with her hat. Hey, Lenore, how's it going? Thank you for stopping in. And she's 2.25 inches in dimension. Again, I'm eclectic. I could find all kinds of things to do with her. In fact of the matter is, I would just display her. I've got this huge long shelf with all my eclectic collections. And yeah, she could wind up going in my collection because I like her. So But I don't think anyone else does right now, and that's okay. That's okay. Someone's going to snatch her up, I guarantee you, because she's fascinating. Oh, where am I going to put her? I'm going to put her over here. Too small for cards. Yeah, too small for cards, too small for tea. I don't know what would have been in her. Potpourri that smells like cucumbers? Yeah, that doesn't make sense, right? Not a clue. Now, clearly, I could have done I forgot to put YouTube on. Clearly, I could have done my research and looked up kitty cucumber Easter candy for some of that brand. Kathy, did you look it up and see that kitty cucumber was Easter candy? I love that. It is just the weirdest thing, but you know. Oh, good. I'm not glitching. Please, y'all, tell me if I'm glitching or, another weird frozen thing happens. Okay. I just dropped this by $1. I really, I can't sell it for less than that. I wish that I could, but I would be taking a loss at this price. What, Cindy? Whoa. So first off, Cindy B is telling me that that cats like cucumbers and you would put cucumbers in there. So I'll have to see if my cat likes cucumbers. And then Kathy, there's a whole set of them, and the one she found was listed for $24. And I offered mine up for $12. So that's half price. Thank you, Kathy. Wow. Well, I think she's freaking adorable. So, but not everyone likes cats. So there we are. All right. This starts at 40. Thank you all for being here. No, Cindy, that's cucumbers to a cat. I've had cats since I can remember, like my entire existence. There's been some kind of cat in my family. And I've never heard of that. But hey, what the heck? Kathy is always the encyclopedia of knowledge. Okay? That I am telling you. She knows everything. And if she doesn't, she figures it out really quickly. Okay. So I'm going to look at what this clasp is saying to me. I haven't looked at it in a while. Ugh. And of course, I don't have my loop that I have at my dad's, which I really like. It makes it so much easier. I think it says something about 925, and then something else I can't read now. But what I want to say about that is I'm going to show you the clasp. I'm not expecting you to be able to read that, but what I am trying to point out is that it may be sterling silver. See, there's the writing. It is a unakite and coral, or excuse me, it's not coral. Is it coral? Yes, it is coral necklace. But I have some questions as to whether that's really sterling, because there's some wear, and I'm not clear that it's tarnish as much as just wear. So I'm not going to say it's sterling silver. Correct, Cindy. I'm with you. So this is beautiful, and it is called Unikate. Unikate, if I remember correctly. It is kind of similar to the ruby zoisite, right? They both come from the African Tanzania area. So in a way that makes sense. It is greens, mottled blacks, and a pink. Now on my end over here, the color is not showing correctly because this is not coral. This is see, that is red with the black, these stones, and it is I believe a type of jasper. Jasper with black speckles does indeed have a name. Each piece is unique. They are raised cut squares, really polished, feels like butter. Silver, I'm calling them silver tone spacers. The extender is about 2.5 inches. It is a nice long, it is a nice long necklace, and I really see all the different colors. And it's just so soft when you wear it. It's a gorgeous piece. Let me put it around my neck. And I do like the clasp, and I do like the extenders, and it's a little heart. Now, this is a contemporary piece. I have no idea if it's mass produced or not. There it is. It goes really nice with this kind of pumpkin. It's not really pumpkin, but it's a in that genre color shirt. It is, that's with the full extender, and that's about the 20 inches I was talking about, with less or none of the extender. So right here at 16 inches, and I actually kind of like this 16-inch look better. It's elegant without being in your face, and it's just really soft and comfortable. Really soft and comfortable. So I will tell you, if my ring stops getting caught in my hair, I'll tell you how long it is, and I'm going to give you one more look at a couple of these stones before I put it down. And see, I wish I remembered. There's a certain name, and it's very popular. The red with the black speckles here. It's not coral. It's something jasper, and it's been being used a lot in the last decade. Kathy Wiseman over there. You could Google it. Red stone with black spots, because they're literally more like spots. There's no lines. It's spotted red stone. And it's right on the tip of my tongue in my brain, but for the life of me, it's not going to come out of my brain to all of you right now. So it is 20 inches long. Yep, 20 inches long with the extender of about almost 2 inches. Really nice year-round piece, y'all. And this one I've brought quite a few times. So if it does not So in the next month or so, I love that sheen also. It's going to go back into my collection for a while. I'll wear it for, 6 months or a year, and then I'll bring it back because I can do that. Because I can do that. Okay, thank you all for looking. Again, thank you all for being here. Where is that highlighted? There we go. Let's get rid of it. And I really appreciate all of you who are engaging in the chat and talking with each other and helping me learn about cats and cucumbers. When I have engagement, it gives me energy, and it makes me happy, which makes for a funner time. Dalmatian Jasper. Oh, yeah, Kathy, I'm sorry, and I'm running late. I should be almost finishing by now but the computer problems completely screwed me up. Dalmatian Jasper. Phil. Hi. Phil, that was a 40-minute debacle. Thank you for coming back. My gosh, that was so embarrassing. I couldn't believe it. And I mean, I didn't do anything wrong. It happened, but it's just was not professional. All right. So this is a start of $4. And let me reiterate here that this is for choice. Okay. Choice. Start. Because I want people to be very clear. In fact, it's not going to be a start. It's going to be a buy it now. Buy it now for $4. Bye, Kathy. I'll see you later, honey. Whoever just started. I mean, there is multiple people on at starting right about now, which is why I figured 1:30. I'd be done by 3:30 at the latest, but no. Okay, so I'm going to show all of these to you. They are various stones ready to be put onto a necklace, to craft, to look at, to do what you want. All you need is, a thin necklace. You can swap them out, whatever you want to do. It's $4. You just claim which one you want by putting it in the chat. I have a lot of items to get through, and I am going to stay on and go through all of them. So the first one, and they are older, some of them, by that, but you see how it's a jump ring hanging pendant. I forgot what these are called exactly in this moment, that you squeeze together. So they started doing that in the 80s and in the 90s. And then, so I'm thinking that most of these go back to them, to that time period. I believe that this ring light is not my friend. And every time I move it, it wants to mess around with all my other stuff. Okay. I'm pretty sure that this is a piece of jade. It may be California jade, or it may be just jade in general. Look at the translucence in there. It's milky. It's beautiful. It's got I'm going off camera. There you go. It's got a black line with white going through right there. And these are all relatively small. So I'm calling this jade. And like I said, it may be California jade. I don't know enough about it. Oh boy. Now I've got weird things. So a bale. Thank you, Cindy. So you would just put which one you want. This one is on just a basic jump ring. And I don't know what stone this is. I think it's like a chocolate kind of jasper again. It's a beautiful brown, very lush. There you go. With white crystalline in it. It's a nice brown. It's just a light brown, similar to like a brown hair color, but it's got a lot of shine. And then it's got like this crystalline, I would say it's probably quartz in it. Again, I don't know the stones, but I think that's really pretty. You know what you could do with all of these? So I'm just going to call that brown. Call it brown. What you could do with these, if you're crafty, you could take a bracelet and put all of these and create a stone charm bracelet. Yep. And I'm selling these. They're cheaper than what you would have to pay in the store. So here's this bale. Same type of deal. 70s or 80s. This, to me, is the coolest. It's like opaline crystal, and it's got so much. Look at that. So much color and sparkle coming through. Look at that. It actually reminds me of real opal. It is not, but that is what it reminds me of. I need to get my dolly up here. It's really vibrant. It has a lot going on. It's yellows with a little bit of pink, and it's just opalescent. And all you need to do is throw it on a chain. So I would call this one crystal. Now, this one is a whole, yes, $4 each. Your choice. Buy it now. This one, I don't know what this stone is, but this, wow. So here is one side of it with the white kind of milky quartz. And then as you turn it around, it is like this gorgeous yellows, root beers with all of that color going on. No idea what this stone is, but look at the movement. Look at the light. I should take a picture of all of these individually just to learn my stones. And it is also on just a basic jump ring like that. And this, for me, is my favorite. I would call this, so the other one was just crystal. I would call this root beer crystal. And they're all literally, let me give you a quick measurement because all of these are about the same. I think they're about 1 inch long. I think someone had a rock polisher and tumbled all of these individually and drilled a hole in there. Because they all came together in a collection. So that's what I think. So this, I'm pretty sure, is hematite. It's just that really shiny, beautiful gray, dark gray. It's got a gold top. Hematite. There's the jump ring again. Hard to show. Different jump ring. This one is a little newer than the other. Kind of reminds me of eggplant in shape. This one, I would like to say it's onyx, but you know, it could be because onyx comes from lava, and you often find mixed colors. You see, okay, this is a black stone, but then you see the white kind of cat eye embedded in there, and you can see the metal rod. So it is not solid black at all. It lets a lot of light through, like cat's eye. So again, I don't know what stone this is, but it's really, really pretty. And see that? There's a sideways view. And then right there, it's almost like a bluish white inside. And then over there on the left side, it's like clear. It's really interesting. So just call that black. And this one is the largest. And I think this for sure is California jade. That's what I would call it. I used to pick this up all the time. This one is much larger. To me, this is California jade. I used to pick it up off the beaches all the time. Now, I could be totally out of my mind, and this could actually be a light green with brown golden lines going through of turquoise. But I don't know my stones, so there you are. Could be to your benefit that I don't know. It's a much bigger piece. See that? California jade doesn't usually have as much of this. So, and they're all polished like butter. And this one on the top, there's the bale, the silver part, but it has a freshwater pearl, a cut, it's not showing well, little crystal leaf, a pinkish piece of glass, and another kind of brown crystal, almost AB. Oh, and this white piece, boy, my light is terrible, which almost looks opalescent. So here is the bale, and here's how it would hang. Someone did a good job with it. Thank you, Shaniqua. All right. So all of those are $4. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them all together. Now, the only person I see that's in is Carol. So I'm going to say, thank you, Carol. I'm going to say fair warning if they're buy it now. So if anyone else wants one, all you have to do is put in $4 in order to claim one. It's not a bidding. You just put in $4 because you want one, and you're just going to hang it on a necklace, or you're going to get a bracelet and put the jump rings and make yourself a charm bracelet. Cindy B, there you go. You got it. It's just going to be your choice. So I got fair warning, put in last call because those took a while. I knew they would. Thank you for bearing with me, friends. I appreciate it. And then I'm going to say basically sold, but now we're going to go in order of the people who claimed them. So the first person would be Carol. Carol, do you know which one or ones you would like? Or do I need to hold them up again, honey? Please let me know. Okay. She will love these. Now, you know what, Carol? I used to make jewelry with my daughter. I homeschooled and unschooled my daughter. And she also went to like charter schools to get her basic 3 R's and all that. But we took so many classes on everything under the sun. And we took lots of jewelry classes. And she used to make, and I took tons of jewelry. And I still have all that stuff. I mean, vintage beads, like antique, going back to the 60s, and all the best tools. And I miss it. You want all of them? Thumbs up. Okay. Sold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I loved making jewelry. And you know what? I need to do that again. I mean, all the boxes are just sitting in my closet. So 7 times 4. I have to do math in my head. $28. Carol. Thank you, Carol. Yeah, I've been looking for, I mean, I'm swimming in jewelry all day long, all the time. It's unbelievable. But I'm looking for new outlets to keep my mind occupied and busy when I have, an hour here or there. And I look at my adult coloring books and I look at my journals and, I look at the embroidery kit, and none of it quite speaks to me. But I have lots of broken jewelry I've picked up that I want to repair, and I have all that stuff. So maybe that's what I need to do. Thank you for telling me that. Thank you, Carol, because that inspired me. And they are all yours. I think that was a really good price on a lot of those, if not all of them. Okay. So choice of, okay, I just dropped this by $1, and I can't drop it more. Let me get rid of that. And Cindy, thank you for bidding. I'm sorry that you weren't able to claim one, but thank you for bidding. I appreciate it very much. You just never know. Sometimes, same thing happens to me. There's a whole bunch of them, buy it now, and the first person who comes in claims them all, and I'm like, dang it, I just wanted that one. Okay, so this is a choice. There's two starting at $9. Thank you, Cindy, for understanding. These are 60s. They're not repops. I can tell by the quality, the style, the sound, the feel. I really want to know what's happening with my ring light. I know I keep futzing with it, but it's maybe that's better. It just seems to be making the colors very strange. Okay, this is a cream color. Okay, and let me show you, because the second choice is white. So you see the difference? This is a cream white, just so we have that straight. Simple little thing, but I love it, and I say it all the time. I love my plastics. Someone did poke this with a hot needle back in the 80s craze of checking everything for bakelite. They went ahead and made that little thing. I wish that they would not do things like that. Thank God we don't do that anymore. That was the dumbest thing ever. I started selling, look at the pattern in there. That's a good way to tell that it's older. You see the lines? So it's got two colors. So I can see why they might have thought that it was bakelite, but it doesn't have, once you've held a lot of bakelite in your hands, which I have, it doesn't have the sound and it doesn't have the feel of bakelite. So, an uneducated person did that. Here it is on my hand. Oh, Phil, yes. I either have too much or too little light. No matter where I am, no matter what I'm doing, Phil. Phil, is it hot there? Is it cold there? Are you safe? Hi, Chew. How are you? What's going on? I appreciate you popping in. Let me give you the dimensions on this. This is a really nice one. It's lightweight. It's not hollow. And it does. I mean, I see why people think this was bakelite. It has all, I'm doing this at a really weird angle. It has all the swirling colors in there. See the swirls? So based on that, I'm going all the way back to, this is probably 50s, because it just has, see that? Yeah, there's something about it. I see why they thought it might have been Bakelite, but you can just, it's an inch wide. Good Lord. You don't have to do a hot pin test and ruin the piece. You just do a 409 test or something else, rub it, and it does give off a smell. I mean, so you don't need to do that, but it's on the inside. It's not ruining it. It's $9. It's 2 and almost 3/4 inches wide. It fits on my wrist. I have small knuckles, small fingers. So I would go with a size 7. I can wear up to a 7.5. So it could be a 7.5, 7 to a 7.5. And if you're smaller than that, I wouldn't go smaller than a lady's 6.5, or it's going to hang a little too low and be like way down here all the time, you know? So that's choice 1. Yeah, I know. Yes, Phil, exactly. I'm actually the lead for my rural neighborhood here in the middle of nowhere, fire safety educator, and I am signed up as a road shed with our county's fire safety committee. So believe me, 6 years ago, I came in hot and heavy about education and what to do. And every year we all do it. We maintain our roads. We cut our brushes. We cut our trees. We limb up 30 feet. We keep it away from the houses. I mean, because otherwise, when a fire happens, like in LA, with houses stacked, and all those trees and the brush, that's it. With the hurricane winds, that's it. And you know, Phil, because you're in Australia, you know. So this is white, and it is really cool. It's just this wrapped. This is a 1950s to 60s piece. And then it's flat at the back, and it tapers down to smaller. There's been a lot of fires in this area in the last 20 years, and people are always on high alert. That's why in my first take, in my intro, I was saying, if you see my head on a swivel, it's because all of a sudden the valley has filled up with smoke, and it's probably a controlled burn, but you know, it freaks me out, and I pay attention constantly. I always have a go bag. I have a plan. I have a tag from the sheriff's department, which we all do, that we hang on our mailboxes if there's ever a wildfire, and you hang it on your gate or on a post. We don't have mailboxes up here, but you hang it on your gate, and that lets them know that we at this property have evacuated and they don't need to stress about us. Ooh, 12 degrees. Good Lord. I could not handle that. Bless your heart. So this one is a little bit smaller, and it's choice, and I'm going to move on in a minute. Sorry about all the wildfire talk. It's kind of hard not to do given what's going on in the lower half of my state. It's an unmitigated disaster. 2.5 inches. So I would say 6.5 to 7, ladies' wrist size. Okay. It is, and there's nothing, there's a lot of people, I'm not going to get big into this. A lot of people have been like really, talking about how mad they are at the LA Fire Department that they weren't there. Well, the helicopters couldn't fly because it was hurricane force winds, and the fire from that was going so hard and fast, and embers will fly 20 miles away and land somewhere and start a whole nother fire. And everything just went whoosh so fast, and they couldn't fly to dump water or retardant. There was nothing they could do. And so their focus had to be not on the houses that were already burning, but on trying to create a perimeter and trying to get people out to save their lives. And so, when we're grieving, when we're in shock, when we're traumatized, we always want to blame something. But the fire department and their response is not to blame. It's just simply Mother Nature and the topography, you know. My heart goes out. I was in the Oakland Hills fire, and so I know what it is. I know what it feels like. It's horrible, and anything I can do for anyone who's in Southern California who needs help, needs an ear, needs a something, reach out to me. Okay, I have 3 of these. Again, this is choice. Choice starts at 8. They are so dainty and so delicate. RS Prussia, thinner than the geisha ware, porcelain, coffee cups. Can you imagine drinking your coffee in these? My gosh, how fancy. I mean, these are big enough for a shot of espresso. I don't know what kind of coffee they were drinking back then. Maybe they were drinking like in Downton Abbey, Turkish coffee, which is like an espresso coffee. And that's why they had these tiny little cups. Or maybe they put a dollop of brandy and a dollop of coffee. I don't know. I love the feet on these cups. The whole design. And I have 3 of these in green with the saucers, and I do have 2 in pink that are almost exactly the same. I just didn't bring all of them because I wasn't sure if people would be interested or not. I've shown these a few times, but not lately. This is, I'm just checking because I can't believe that it would be transfer wear. So I'm checking really carefully that it's hand painted. Okay, it's hand painted as far as I can see. I don't see any of the telltale dots. I mean, they did do some transfer wear as early as 100 years ago, but there isn't any of those little dots. This is hand painted with a, yeah, and you can feel it. Hand painted, and even the back has green, a little bit of green coloring in the white, just to make it pop. Here is the bottom. RS Prussia. These are, Prussia was Russia and Poland, I believe, no longer in existence. These are anywhere from 100 to 120 years old. There is one of the cups. They're all in the same condition, very good condition. Here's the saucer. That one has a little bit of the rose faded and coming off. These are totally see-through, just like the other ones. You can see the shadow of my finger coming through. See that? Let me just go ahead and show you the others really quick, just so you see. Here's this one with the gold. I love these handles. So deco, but it's before deco. And this one has more of the green color, more of the green paint. I would buy all 3 if I was going to buy these. This one's rose is completely intact, but I would buy all of them, and I would use them at an elegant little gathering with my couple of friends to have a shot of espresso And then see here, the flowers are just a little bit different. A little bit more. Different colors. Brighter orange. Goes over a little farther. So they're individually painted. And then the bottom feet on this one has a lot of yellow. Like a light daisy sunshine yellow. How tall are these, Phil? That's a good question. And look at the inside. They're a little dirty, but see how thin. They are so thin. And I would soak this with like some Goo Gone or rubbing alcohol on the inside, just in the bottom, nowhere else, because see, even inside here is another, that's, 14 karat gold paint. So it's got a double line of gold paint. So you've got to be, and it's all totally intact. You have to be really careful in cleaning these. I mean, I would even go so far as to use a Q-tip to just, be really safe about it. I think they're about 3 inches, Phil. Hold on. Yep, on the button. 3 inches tall. And the cup itself is anywhere from 1.5 inches to the top, a little over 2 inches in diameter without the handle. With the handle, 3 inches altogether. With the handle, 3 inches altogether. So see, I love these. I've had them for quite a while, and the pinks are the same except they're pink with the saucers. So all together, you could have a set of 5, mix and match. It would be great if there were 6, but there's not. So thank you for asking that question, Phil. I'm going to carefully put these aside since I don't see any interest. And again, this is like the geisha ware. If someone purchases these, they will be shipped very well padded and very carefully. And Phil, I would ship to you if you were interested. And they would be, if I shipped them over there, they would be packed so exquisitely well. I'm talking slowing down, taking my time, a lot of detail, because they've survived 120 years. Thank you, everyone that's here. And again, I don't do recaps. So if someone comes in and you didn't see my preview, you can watch it simultaneously. I showed everything and talked about it. Or you can put your speed on ×2 and see what I've brought, and then come back and ask me if it's sold. And I'll pull it up for you, or I'll let you know, nope, it's too late, it's gone. Okay, this is starting at a lot of money. Choo, you say hello to someone. You did. You said hello. You always come in and say like this, but you never say anything else. I so appreciate that. Getting to know you little by little. This was in my preview. Look how long the pin back is, and see the style where they inset it in like that and then crimp the metal around it. This clearly was a political pin that meant something back anywhere from the 30s to the early 50s, late 40s, okay? Maybe even the 20s. But I couldn't find the information, but it is saying something about something. I am a little but, oh my. Oh, wait, no. I am little, but oh my. I am little, but oh my. Now, the reason why I say this is political, it's red, white, and blue. It's tiny. It's red, white, and blue. And I bought this at my little church, open once a month thrift store that raises money for the poorer population up here in my valley, with a bunch of other very old political buttons. So I don't know if they meant, I don't know. It's some political saying. And if you collect these little pinback buttons, this would be a great one to add to your collection. Look how tiny it is. It's tiny. And hola, Maritza. I know you're like $10 for that, really? And I'm like, yes, really. These type of things are very, very collectible. And if they're up your alley, they're up your alley. If they're not, totally understand. I have someone who regularly I curate for them, ephemera, buttons, things like that. And if this doesn't sell here, it is 3/4 of an inch in diameter. If this doesn't sell here, I will put it aside and build up a new stack of buttons and sell it to them. There you go. I just thought you all would appreciate that. And I read this as I am a little but. Oh my. I added an A. I like that better. So read it how you want. Maybe take a screenshot, Google it, look it up. Maybe someone can tell me what the heck does it mean. Thank you for being here. If you could give me a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, if you could subscribe, that would greatly help me. I want to get to 500 subscribers by my birthday, which is April 20th. I think that's totally doable. And I have been putting together a jar that is now about a third full to do a giveaway when I reach that point. So any little bit helps. Okay. These are, I just dropped the price by $2. Where are they? Thank you everyone for hanging out and being with me today. Start at $16. This is much less than what I brought them for the other day. And I don't think I'm making a lot at this price, but that's okay. I'd like to pass them along. And the reality is, if I don't pass these along pretty soon, I'm going to keep them. Thank you, Shaniqua. So it doesn't say anywhere on these wires that they're gold. Nope, it doesn't. There's no gold filled, no any information. But look at the color. So again, I'm going with probably electroplated. Does that say something in there about gold? Because it just screams. Nope, it doesn't. So they're very long, nice gold wire, freshwater pearl earrings in a cluster. Dyed. Good Lord. Okay, there's this again. There is creams, pinks, purples, grays. They are really nice. I do not believe that the person who previously owned these ever wore them. They're very well constructed. These were probably about $45 new. There is 1, 2, 3. Let's count them. Why not? I've never done it. I bet it's a dozen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, 12. There's a dozen. Freshwater pearls. They are just that long, a little over an inch. Really sweet. And these do not start at 10. Good Lord, y'all. It takes a village. Someone needs to yell at me. 16. I think I do. I think I paid. I got them at a hospice thrift store. And I think I paid 12 or 13. And I guarantee you these were a lot more. These are a fancy, fancy pair of earrings. So I'll tell you how long they are and I will move on. I will move on. Hold on. An inch and a half. An inch and a half. So that's pretty decent. And they're fancy, but they're not so fancy that you can't wear them all the time. So remember, I don't do recaps. If you decide you like them or anything else I brought today, drop it in the chat before I close or send me an email later, okay? Is anyone here who saw my preview who is waiting for an item? You know, all these items that don't sell will come back, be it, you know, Friday, be it in a couple weeks from now, be it in a month from now. They will, because they're my inventory. And while I'm always adding and getting new inventory, I still have to sell the old inventory. Even if I get to the point where I'm selling them at exactly what I paid for them, I have to sell. That is the nature of a business. One of the, the basket. One of the biggest things that that I get out of this is hanging out with all of you. And, you know, when you engage with me and I get to play and talk, it just fills my heart up. So that's fantastic. But I do also have to make a living. Okay, Shaniqua, you want to see the basket. Okay, let's go down to the basket because I know you did talk about that in the comments. And thank you, Shaniqua. Shanika, I don't know why. So please, I said that in my in the comments in a response for this preview. I did have and still do have mild traumatic brain injury. The rear end was terrible and it just disconnected everything. And I couldn't string a sentence together. It took years, and I still see things in my head, but the letters can come out a little wrong, and numbers I'll see. I know exactly what I mean to say, 130 or 100, but I will say something else. And so please, I'm not trying to be, you know, I want to pronounce people's names correctly because I want people to pronounce my name correctly. So I apologize, Saniqua. I will get it. Okay. This starts at 14. Shaniqua has been wanting to see this since last night, I think. Let's see. RC and I don't know. Company? Something? Hand painted. It is made in Portuguese or Portugal, right? Let's see. It is something something Posto de Nos. Posto de Nos. This is number 995. RC and CLDA. Don't know what that means. It is hand painted. It is ceramic. It is not porcelain. It's beautiful. This floral work to me reminds me of like a starburst or fireworks. It's just, it has so much movement. And down here, the edging gives it even more depth. The colors, I love the colors. I love Portuguese and Italian ceramics. They're so well done. It's not like, doesn't weigh anything, but it's not as heavy as you might think it is. So the bottom, here is the handle, double wrapped, painted. And here is the inside, which just really explodes with all flowers. It's the one on the bottom. God, I love those sweeping lines. Purple, and on the side is the pink where the handles are. And then like a periwinkle blue. And each square has outlined in green with the red dots. It's lovely. Look at the yellows. And in saying it's light, it is light. These are very, very delicate. And this is based on the overcoat with a little bit of crazing. Let me see if I can show you that. Where is it? Where is it? I want to be sure to show you that. This type of glaze coat that they would use over top of their hand painting, as it ages and different temperatures hit it, it will get a little bit of lines of crazing. There's just a little bit right in here and it's not showing, and I apologize. So this is very delicate. It probably weighs maybe 8 ounces is a guess. 8 ounces. I'll give you the measurements. Yes, Portuguese and Portugal is the same. So Portugal is the country. Portuguese is the language they speak, Shaniqua. Yes. So I see Shaniqua in at 14. If anyone else is interested, you'd have to come in at 15 or higher. It's just a beautiful little basket. Let me give you, and here again is the bottom, number 992, 95. They probably made 1,000 of them. And this is likely from the 60s, 70s, something like that. Yeah, Portuguese is a language they speak. It's in the Spanish language group, the Romance languages, they're called. Let's see. It is 10 inches wide or long, if you will. And at the widest across the basket, 7.5 inches. At the smallest, 5.5. And from the top of the handle to the bottom of the basket, about 10 inches. So it's a nice size. It's a nice size. So I'm going to say fair warning. Oh, if I'm in the the right place, I will. Do I sell dinnerware? I only sell dinnerware if I find dinnerware, like, you know, and that's hard because it's I'd have to buy the whole set, and then someone would have to want the whole set, right? So if anyone else is interested, you need to come in at 15 or higher. So like, for instance, I will find, 4 saucers that all match, but I don't have the cups, or I might find a couple plates. But so if anyone, like, for instance, you, Shaniqua, is actually interested in a particular type of dinnerware, and you know what the brand is, or you know what the pattern looks like, or you can send me a picture, or you have a general idea of what that is, let me know. If I run into it, I'll pick it up. Thank you so much, Shanika. I really appreciate it. Okay, so where is, because I went out of order, 14. I know you wanted that. You had your heart set on it, so I'm really happy you got it. Yeah. So for instance, if you were looking for, a pattern like this to match it, or you're looking for, 1950s mod atomic style, or, send me an email, let me know. And if I find it, but you would have to be sure that it's what you wanted, because, like getting a set of 6 plates, saucers, etc., can be pricey, and then I don't want to be stuck with it. So just, if you're interested, send me an email, and just really, really clear with what type of thing you're looking for, and then I'm happy to pick it up. Yeah, requests. I'm always trying to remember what my friends like and what they enjoy, along with my own eclectic stuff, and to remember to pick those items up. So thank you for asking. Okay, so where was I? These start at 13. I just dropped the price by $1 because I want to sell things, and so I've changed my strategy a little bit. I love these. I love my plastics. These are plastic tortoise shell pierced earrings. They are so yummy, and they're completely different from each other. And this one has a whole lot of the black tortoise shell, and this one has much more of just amber color with some black. But look at in the light. It has so much. But I'm going to take the post. I'm going to take it off in a minute. But look at that. These are likely $70s at the latest, maybe $80s, but no, not after that. These and one of the ways too is buy the actual backing. It's a longer post. Nowadays they tend to make these much shorter. Here is the back. Look at how the light just, and they're carved really nicely. They have a lot of depth and dimension. See that sparkle and shine? If they weren't, look at that. If they weren't tortoiseshell, I would be thinking that they were amber, just because of the way they feel and the way the light comes through. But amber doesn't have a tortoise look, and that's not little remnants of the stuff that would get stuck in amber. Tortoiseshell was very popular in the Victorian age, but these are not that old. Tortoiseshell, hair combs, etc. Do I have any more bangles in today's sale? I felt I may have some that I bought. Where did that come from? I may have some that I brought on Friday. So hold on, sweetheart. So there you go. Just look at, I think they're gorgeous. And they're just, little buttons. Little buttons. Probably 3/4 of an inch around. Little button earrings. I'm going to put them back on here, and I'm going to grab my other basket and address Phil's question. Phil, are you talking about plastic bangles? Just to be sure, Phil? Because I love plastic, and I have lots of plastic bangles. I just don't necessarily have them right here, but plastic is my first love. Just is. Not diamonds, but plastic. Plastic is my thing. Hold on. I want to just check this basket over here, and it's a heavy basket. To see if I brought any other plastic bangles to my most recent sale. I did not plastic bangles, but I do. Let me put this back down. Oh Lord, so heavy. Sorry, y'all. I do have Phil, I have so many plastic bangles. Can you, Phil, let me make a note. Phil, what colors are you? So you're looking for like the 60s, 70s. Like I have at my dad's house, the wave, the ones that go like this, they're like a wave and stack on each other. 2 green and 1 blue with bubbles, like a dark ocean blue that has bubbles, and the others are like a grass green. There's 3 of them and they stack. So can you tell me real quick what colors and what style you're interested in? I'm making a note, and then I can take some photos and send them to you if you would like. So let me know now so I can move on with the sale. Blue and green. You want me to send pictures of the 3 wavery ones that stick together? Waving blue and 2 green. Plastic. Okay. And then is there have other ones? Like I know I do in this box right next to me. You want me to send you photos, just a few of some of those? I have so many, Phil. Can you send me your email address to my email address, and I'll snap some pictures this week. The blue and green ones are down at my dad's house. I'm not going back until next week. Okay, will do. Got it. Thank you everyone for indulging us. I appreciate it. I have lots because I like them. Okay. Where am I at? This is pretty. It's for a friend in the U.S. I wonder if I know this. I might know this friend. Okay, where is this? Starts at, yes, and photos, absolutely. Yep. Is it so not plain colors, right? That's the last thing in the note. Not plain, but actual pops of color. Pops o color. Okay. All right. So this starts at 16. I bought this at a sale because no one else was. And I was like, what? It's what? So it was very inexpensive and it's so beautiful, but it's not actually what I collect. So I'm bringing it to you all because someone will love this. Look at this. I have never seen this spaghetti moss like Capademante before. Never. And so there's a white rose, purple hyacinth like flowers, the green, excuse me, my nose is itching all of a sudden. The green leaves and this spaghetti. All I can think of is moss, unless it's like unopened buds. And then here, and it's on a blue-gray lusterware. That's the top. Here's the bottom where you can really see the blue-gray lusterware. So this is likely from the 50s, possibly early 60s, but generally lusterware was done in the 20s and 30s, not during the 40s, of course, because of the war, and then some 50s, a tiny bit in the 60s, but not afterwards. There is no markings, have no idea who made it. Unclear if it's ceramic or porcelain. It sounds more like a porcelain. It feels and looks more like a porcelain than ceramic to me, but I can't say for sure. Now, when looking at this whole entire thing, I see two little issues. Just the tiniest edge of this right here, that little tiny bit was taken off, but you don't really notice it. It just looks like a sharper leaf. Just that little thin little part is gone. And the only other is this thin right there on the rose is gone. But we're looking at the whole entire piece with this stunning spaghetti hyacinth and huge rose. You don't notice it. I've never seen this type of Capodimonte design. Never. It's beautiful. Let me give you a dimension and I will move on. It's so pretty. It's just, I don't need another trinket box. And I want someone to have it that is going to use it, display it, keep it in your bathroom, put your jewelry in it, whatever you do with it. It's 3.5 inches tall with going up to the top of the rose and about 4 inches in diameter. And it's, again, I know it was made in Italy, but there is no markings and it's just stunning. If you change your mind, You know how to get in touch with me. Okay. Let me put that. Phil, so do you have air conditioning? I'm presuming that you have a house with air conditioning when it's this hot over there, because it's murderous hot. Because you're on the equator. It is super hot up here in the summer, like I said, but I don't have an AC. I have fans. I have fans. And they work. But one day there's a thing called mini slats, and it's both heat and air. And it's inexpensive, but it's not as expensive as doing like a whole different kind of AC system to your house and heating. And they work really efficiently. So I want to put those here. Okay, this starts at 33, and that's my favorite number, 3. And 3 times 3 is 9, which is 3 threes. Just in case you didn't know, or you needed to know that little factoid about me and my brain. Okay, I've brought these several times, and I don't know why they haven't sold yet, but they will. And they're incredible. They are red. They are not. They are red. What happens if I turn this ring light off? It's not any better. They are. I wonder if the color is coming across on YouTube. They are not red. There you go. That's better. These are splatter beads. These are incredible. Each one is unique. They are heavy ceramic beads. Boo, what's happening? Hello, sweetie. What's going on? These are splatter beads. Blues, greens, yellows on this deep red ceramic beads. This thing, it's heavy. It's heavy. Each bead is unique. I can't say this with 100% certainty, but I think these are from Italy. You can feel the raised paint on, similar to that whole lava thing. Look at the different geometric stuff going on with every single bead. Look at this one. And that's just a portion of it. Every single one is its own little world. I can only imagine individually how much these beads would cost. These $33. Where's my start? Sorry, I forget to do that a lot. $33. You could not buy the beads for this. Now, what is the condition issue? The condition issue is that someone restrung this and they did a crappy job tying the knots onto the clasp, right? They really did. Each one of these is hand knotted in between, right? So I believe that this broke at some point, a part of it. And because see the small, nice knots down there, the nice hand knots. And then there's like the really big corded knots that are not so great. See right there. And then compared to over here where there's too much slack, but there's the nice small original hand knotting. Someone pulled on this and then they redid it. But here's the thing. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It's so sexy. It just, every time I pick it up, it entertains the heck out of me. I mean, to me, this is better than vintage marbles or a paperweight. And it's dark cherry red. The color is not coming across. Now, the splatter beads alone are probably, if you tried to buy these to make your own necklace, I'm seriously wagering that you would pay $50 to $100 for the beads. How old are they? I don't know. And what I would do, I've threatened to do this before. It's just that I don't, there's the color. I just don't have that much time, but maybe it'll be my first project, is to get cording, undo this whole thing, and hand knot in between each bead all over, and then sell it. But here's the problem, y'all. If I do that and you don't do it yourself, or you just leave it alone and you don't care because it's not going to be coming up anytime soon, then I'm going to be asking for the time that I put in. And now the price is going to be, $60. So that is why I have not done it, because I can't take all the time to hand knot all this all over again and, ask the same price. So how many beads are there? Let's just go a rough count. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's about 48 beads on here, maybe 50. It's beautiful. I will put it on and then I'll give you a measurement and I will move on. But honestly, it's heavy. So if you have a bad neck like I do, you can't, you don't want to wear this. It's too heavy. It is going to be 20 is about here. It's probably going to be about 24 to 26 inches all the way around. It is, the splatter is raised. It is so beautiful. But you really want to buy this and you want to do the work yourself if you do it at all. I would literally own this just to covet it. So there it is. She's a beauty. She's an absolute beauty. I love the sound this makes. And this, I mean, these are like little marbles. Each one weighs as a little marble. So all together, this probably weighs, the necklace itself, I'm serious when I say this, I bet this weighs about a pound. That just sounds crazy. But I think this weighs like a pound. Maybe 2/3 of a pound. But I mean, it's a solid, gorgeous, incredible cherry red with earth, ocean blue, lemon yellows, bright oranges, blacks. Each one is unique because they're all hand done. And that's why I say Italy. We're going back to that whole handmade Italy, Portuguese thing. Yep, 14 inches on each side, 28 inches long. 28 inches long. So I'm telling y'all, if I restring this, which I'm right up on doing, it's going to come back at about $60 because it's going to take me, you know, to do it right. It'll take me about an hour and a half to do that. And I have to buy the cording. So then I have to charge you accordingly. Let's see how I made that joke. And I have to charge you accordingly. Okay. This is a fascinating piece. Susan, are you good? Are you snowed in? Do you have any fires? Are you sick? Is everything good? Please say yes. That nothing bad is happening. There's so much going on right now. Okay. This starts at 22. Thank you, everyone that's here. Thank you, everyone that's been here. If you can give me a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, it's free. You never have to come back, but it would greatly help my algorithm. Thank you so much. Okay. This piece, I showed it on Friday. It's back. This is a handmade piece. This is either a World War II piece or Victorian. And that's what I got. It is very thick, mother of pearl, hand carved. I can't figure out what the design is supposed to be. If it's supposed to be a flag, if it's supposed to be a flower, if it's supposed to be atomic or a bomb, if it's just supposed to be, I don't know what. I don't know. It's abstract. It has delicious pinks and blues running throughout the whole thing. I've never seen a piece this thick. Look how thick it is. It is wavery. It is, it is not mass produced. It is its own deal. A scroll. Okay. I could go with that. There you go. I could go with that because I've just been stymied. Now, and you see each little piece, it's all hand carved. It's really thick. Here is the back. You see how it's so thick. They inset this pin back into it. And look, here's your big clue. Look at the construction of the pin back. That is very old. I think it's sterling silver. It is unmarked. That is why I think it's Victorian. But it could be World War II when people were making their own jewelry. The pin sticks through. It is just this roll under the pin. It's very thick. It's just, I think $22 may be a very, very good price for this. You're not going to find another one. And it's eclectic like me. Look, even over here, there's the little pin. It actually sticks out just a tiny bit. It's a very old construction. I mean, that's all I've got to say about it. It's eclectic. It's going to take the right person. there's no way to look it up and be able to say, oh, so-and-so made this and it was made at this time and blah, there's, because it's handmade and it's so old. I would say this on its own probably weighs 2 ounces. Look at that. I will tell you how long it is. A scroll. That's interesting. So then what do you think it would symbolize during the war or in the Victorian era, Susan? I mean, what would a scroll symbolize? I'm fascinated by this because it is unique and homemade. It is 2 1/4 inches long and almost 1 1/2 inches wide. I'm just wondering what the significance of a scroll would be in a pin like this. And would it be something that maybe men wore and it designated that you were in, that you were a historian, a librarian? Is it a hat pin? For ladies, does it have a meaning? I don't know. I'm going to take a photo of it and, which I've already done, but I'm going to do it again and see if it doesn't pull up with, yeah, I was wondering about that as well because it has all that blank space. I was wondering if it was, made by a small maker way back in the day. And then, yes, if you bought it, you could put your sweetheart's name in there. And someone just couldn't afford to do it and so never did. I don't know. But it's all polished so smooth, they would have to almost start all over to put the name on there. So, yeah, I don't know. Don't know, but I sure do like it. Yeah. Yep. They did, Susan. They did. But you would literally, oh, wait. So maybe it had in like a pin, a script, the name written, but because it was just written and maybe covered over with something, over time it completely came off, or so much of it came off that someone took the rest of it off. Susan, that is very interesting thought process. Thank you. That's what I like about my chat. You help me and you engage with me, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I get that. This makes sense. Thank you. Okay, this is just a little thing. It's contemporary. Someone will like it. Here it is. I don't dislike it. It is enameled on brass. Several different patterns. This is like a black with copper brown. Here's a green with like a starburst. Here is a brown with this lovely white and lighter brown swirls. Here is a green with some kind of white swirls. And then there's the 2 smoky rhinestones, and this is a brown, just plain brown enameled, and this is empty. And there's also this up here. Very interesting. It is contemporary. Here's the back. No makers. It is magnetic, right? So it opens up and it fits over any chain, keychain, necklace that you want. It's a big one. I just thought it was pretty, It was in a lot of jewelry that I picked up, and I thought, what the heck? Someone might like it. I'm going to bring it. You never know. And I like the colors, you know. It's not totally my jam, but, you know, it's someone else's. It's 2.5 inches long, and it's 1.5 inches wide. So there you go. And that started at 10. And see, there you go, Carol, because your daughter makes jewelry. Boom. And this, you know, there was another item kind of similar to this, but it was really beat up. And I don't know, and this one's thick, and I kind of thought, is this supposed to be like with a name tag for, I have no idea. Good for you, Carol. Carol's in at 10, and guess what? Gonna say, fair warning, you'd have to come in at 11 or higher. I really like it too, Carol, because of all the, I don't know, I like it. So you know what? Sometimes something isn't vintage. It is what it is. And it's got something going on that just says, hey, pick me up. And I do. And it can just be, you know, whatever it is. Sold to Carol for $10. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Carol. I like it too. Carol. Okay, let me put it in its bag. And if you all don't mind, I need to get up for a second and go close my door. I'll be right back. But it's 4:30 and the cold air is coming in, and it's been getting down to 34 degrees at night. And so I need to close the cold air coming in. I'll be right back. Don't leave. The door is right here. Don't leave. Okay. There you go. I'm back. It gets cold up here. And then I have my, where is it? That way. So wood stove over here, which I will start a small fire after we're done. But if I keep, unless it's in the 20s, thank you, Phil. And thank you again, Carol. If I keep the wood stove going all night, I sleep up in the loft and it's way too hot. So I have to like warm it up, and then it dies down by like 10, and then I'm just under my blankies. And my dog has a bed with a nice, really warm wool blanket and a pillow for his head under the blankets. And then I cover him with another blanket. And we get through the winter just fine. Okay. So moving on. Thank you. Okay. I really appreciate everyone that's been here with me and is coming in and, you know, engaging in the chat, taking a look, thinking about things, and hitting the thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you. Happy Monday, y'all. Okay. This is in this box. I was like, oh, for a minute there, I was like, where did it go? This is in this really nice box. It must be a perfume box. I don't know. It was, I bought a whole bunch of things somewhere and they gave me this beautiful box. Okay. This starts at $30. I've shown it a couple times before, but not for a little while. I love it. But, you know, I pretty much love everything that I buy and that I bring, or I wouldn't bring it. Because I wouldn't, You know, I learned that when I first started. I watched a lot of other people who resold on YouTube, who sold on YouTube, you know, reselling. And, you know, they kind of brought a mixture of like everything. And so I was like, oh, okay, well, I can do that. And I learned that a lot of that stuff didn't sell for me. And the reason it didn't sell for me was, one, I couldn't get it at the prices they got it. And two, I didn't really care about it. And so there was no enthusiasm on my part. So I quit buying all that stuff. And over the last 2 months, I've donated a whole lot of things back because I can't do eBay in my current situation. And I don't want to. eBay takes over 30% in fees. So, you know, I buy things that I like. Now, this is beautiful. I know, there I am with that word. This is gorgeous. It is 4 strands. It's got this older looking, almost like a brutalist design cap. Look at the clasp. This is older. How old? 70s? 80s? I mean, that's what it says to me. There is there? I believe there is. I think this is, where's my, I got up. There you go. And I lost what I was doing. Oh, Lord. There is writing on here. I don't have my overheads on because I didn't think I'd be on this late. That whole 40-minute technological thing really, okay. Now it's time to turn this up. There you go. I just want to see, I think it says 925 on the clasp. Not that it really, really matters, but you know, it also does not matter. Okay, I think my eyes are imagining things and I'm going to move on. So, it is 4 strands of potato pearls, freshwater pearls. Again, there is the pinks, the mauves, the smaller little grays, the cream. There is this to match the caps, this silver tone with silver spacers in between. The colors are not as vibrant as they would be in the natural light. The luster is beautiful. I have it a little bit tangled up. And so there are silver spacers right here. And see how old looking these are? They're very different. It's kind of a little spacer. They're not rondelles, but I can call them that. They just don't have the rhinestone. They're thicker and they're different. And then around the mauve pearl here, that is actually mauve, is gold toned spacers. Yeah, this is older. It's, you know, I said 70s. I'm going to back it up to 60s or 50s because of this construction. And there is a pearl there. Let's go with 70s. I don't think that these type of pearls, here's the little drop. There you go. Let's see if I'm totally wrong. Oh, I remember I've been through this before. It's copyright LC and maybe a small I. It has a dot above it. LC and maybe a small I on this little triangle with a copyright. I searched and searched and searched for that. I could not find it. So This is older. I can't put an exact year on it, but it's really pretty. I wish that the light was better right now. It's not. Let me put it on. It's a really nice piece. Okay, with half the extender. It's right here on me, so that's about probably 16 inches. The colors, you can see in my preview if you're thinking about it, but you're unclear because the color is not showing as well. You can look at my preview and then email me. This is a really good. Some freshwater pearls are like, whatever. These are really nice ones. This is nice and heavy. It is really well constructed, and it's got some interesting pieces in it, including this hang tag that I find no information about whatsoever, that really lead me to think that it's got some age. And pearls, the longer you wear them, the more luster you get out of them, right? And it is also underneath the caps. It's on cord. So that's a big clue, always. It's on cord. That's a clue about age. And that finial cap, definitely older. And then there's 2 lines on that side of the hang tag. And it's solid metal. Not a clue. Not a clue, y'all. $30. Okay. I don't have that many items left. Thank you, anyone and everyone who's been here. I appreciate it so much. I don't do recaps, so if you're coming in and you're interested, you need to drop it in the chat if you watched my thank you, Cindy. If you watched my preview, or if you want to go over and watch it, do so now. I have, I think, 5 or 6 items left, and then you can inquire through email if something is left, and it is or it isn't. And the next time you see it, it may or may not be the same price. Okay. Bye, Phil. Have a good day, honey. Stay safe, hydrated. And yes, please send me an email and I will snap photos of plastic 60s and 70s bangles. I'm happy to do that. I have quite a few. So I won't overload you. I'll send you a sampling sometime this week. Okay. This starts at 12. Oops. I'm sorry. For choice. There's 2 of them. 12 for choice. These were in my preview. These have never been used. These scream late 60s, early 70s. It is a linen or muslin. It's that high quality dish towel material. Look at that. I mean, how more early 70s could you get than this? Here, this is one of them. And it has a scalloping on the bottom. Here is the stitching. Let me show you how they've been pressed, starched, and in someone's drawer. Look at that. Good Lord. So cool. And down on the bottom is this woman being driven somewhere by her chauffeur in her horse and carriage or buggy. It does not have a name. So my presumption is that's the manufacturer symbol. So here's this one. And now you see how this is upside down? Okay, I get that. I will turn it around. But it never, I've shown these only a few times. It's never made sense to me why the scalloping would be on top and not on the bottom. But there you go. That's how it is. I love these. There you go. So I'm going to show you the other one, but I want to go ahead and give you a measurement of this one now, as long as it's open. God, this is so never used. Incredible vintage towels. Sorry, I get excited about things. You have to excuse me. They are almost 28 inches long, and so that's the length. So almost 2 feet and 4 inches, something like that. And then wide, and I have a bunch of vintage dish towels, and the other dish towels I have are all like muslin and linen, because they actually dry your hands. They actually cover your bread. They actually don't wear out. I mean, there's just, if you know, you know. And they are 16 inches wide. Okay. Oh, what? I just typed a whole bunch of weird stuff in my computer. So if you know about the quality of these, you know. So that is the, let's get rid of this craziness that I just typed in there. So this is the orange and yellow. And this is the blue and gold one. They're the exact same. Never been used. They're literally, I mean, the folds, it's ironed. This has been sitting in someone's drawer, never used. It's all ironed and pressed. So your choice, 12. Oops. Let me make sure. Yeah, I used to have just dish towels, right? And then I bought some brand new linen quality ones. And I was like, wow, this is so incredible. They really dry my hands. They, really cover my food well. They dry sitting over there really nicely. And then I started buying vintage dish towels. And I was like, okay, that's it. I'm never going back. Okay. Towels. Details at the end of the tails. Did I say that? Did I say that? Because I believe you. So Susan is in at 12, and she's wanting a certain color. Is anyone else in for, they're both, it's choice. So the bidding starts at 12. So they're both available. If you want the pair of the orange and the blue, or if you want the orange and gold, let me know. I'm going to do fair warning if I am capable of that. Need to see a 13 or higher. It's a shame to split up the pair, Susan. Y'all. Okay. Speak now. We're splitting up the pair over here. Oops. Susan for 12. Okay. Susan. No, I did. Okay. Shanika, I was like, because, words are get funny. Words are get funny. See? Words get funny. So, Susan, just to check, you want just the blue, correct, my friend? Oh, yep. Because every time I look at this, I think of her. Totally. Times 2. That was very nice of you. Orange to K. Chase. She will really appreciate that, Susan. That's really nice. Okay. Both to Susan Vu. Vu. That was really nice. She will really like it. Okay. Let me put that over there. And I have a few more items. Susan, how's your week going? Is it good? I asked you that, but I don't know if you answered me. So just let me know. Okay. So this, yeah, I think she's really loving it. Being back where she came from and where her family is and her grandkids. I think she's having a blast. I think she's having a blast being there. Oh, you did, Susan? I didn't. Susan, I didn't even see that. I'm a terrible person. I'm sorry. My dad is okay. You know, it's difficult. He's okay. He just has a nebulous thing that you can't say definitively he has only this much time, so let's put him in hospice. Or, every week there's like new things going on and new things to figure out and new things to talk about. And, it's like taking care of a child, except a very sick child. And even though I'm here on respite, the first day I got up here, and then I'll end this rant. The first day I got up here, I spoke to like 12 different people to interface things about my dad. Doctors, nurses, dentists, caregivers, family, all day long. And then just 2 nights ago, he was having like a little tiny something and he got all anxious. And so, I had to talk to him and like have the caregiver stay and reassure him that this was just a normal part of having your heart failing. And it's a thing. So it's a constant, it's just pivoting and shifting every day to, how to help, how to be of comfort, how to let him live his best life without too much medical management invading your space, but not without any. Yeah, it's a thing. And then I try to live my own life. Ha ha ha. Yeah, that is hilarious. My own life. This right here is my own life. Just so you know, the 2 days a week I come on and spend time with you all, this is my life. This is where I get my happy. This is where I get me time. Yep. So thank you all. And thank you for asking, Susan. And I'm sorry I didn't answer you in the first place. Okay. This. I try not to talk about it too much because, people want to be happy in a live sale. They don't want to hear it. I go into other people's chat and I say something and you can just see the reseller kind of like freezing up. They want to say something nice to me, but they don't want to talk about it at all because, oh no, everyone's going to get depressed. And I'm more of the mind that we're all chatting back and forth. We all know each other and we do know about each other's lives. And it doesn't hurt to stop and take a moment and say, oh, you have COVID. I hope you get better soon. All my prayers to you, whatever. And then move on and, talk about better things. I don't think you can separate everything. So, I don't know. That's just me. Okay. Now, this starts at $12. Thank you, Shanika. Look, I said your name right. I finally am getting it. Okay, this is antique. This is an antique canning jar. large size, blue. It is, you know, it's been around a long time, 80 to 100 years. It is blown blue glass, light blue, filled with bubbles and imperfections. Yes, it was blown and then molded like that, but it is super old. The seam is like thick on the outside. You can feel the seam is raised. Here is the bottom with a 3 and a C or a G. Stood for something, and there's the suction cup. This is just in manufacturing. There is no chips or cracks that go through in any way. That is from pulling it off of the suction 100 years ago. It is really thick. This is a tin lid. Tin. It has definitely been around a long time. It has seen better days. I would fill this up with marbles. Yeah, it's hard being a caregiver, Carol. First it was my mom, but she died pretty quickly. And then I was left with my dad. Here is the inside. See that? It is just so old that it's just fading out on us. This is what they used to do. They used to make these tin caps with the milk glass inside. And the milk glass is the seal, or it was. In this case, you could not use this for canning anymore. It says on it, genuine genuine Boyd cap. B-O-Y-D, like Boyd glass. Genuine Boyd cap. For mason jars. Boyd. I didn't know that Boyd. So Boyd made Boyd glass. If y'all know Boyd glass, it's a pretty popular vintage glass company. Made the milk glass for these. Now, I know it's in really rough condition. If this was not in really rough condition, it would be worth a lot. These are very collectible. And this is an extra large size. The blue is stunning. The bubbles. You fill this up with what, I mean, you could still use this to fill it up with actual food products, your cereal, your whatever. But the tin is sharp, so I wouldn't want a child opening it, right? And I don't know if I would want myself opening it up on a regular basis to deal with food. So that's why I would display marbles, beads, beautiful little pearl necklaces. Fact of the matter is, watch this. So I'm going to do this just to show you an idea. These are my prayer beads. So then I'll tell you how high it is. Let's show you. It's just like in my preview. I use stuff like this for props. Let's see if I can show you. But I also do this around my house. So these are, I forgot the name of the beads, even though I've been using them forever. And pearls. It's a mala. And so, you drape your jewelry, right? And you put it on the table. You put it on your vanity. I wish I had something else that was handy that would look really beautiful. Oh, fairy lights. Susan, that's perfect. Twinkling fairy lights like I bought at Christmas with a battery pack in here with some paper over the battery pack because you have remote controls, and then put a little doll or a little elf or a little porcelain penny dolls on a stand. You could put the battery pack and then put a cushion and put little frozen Charlottes and put it on your shelf. Heck yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm eclectic and I think out of the box. And it is almost as big as my head. Let's measure it. And the fact that it's in rough condition actually makes me like it more. I got to tell you, there's something appealing about it. It is 7 inches tall. And it is 4 inches in diameter. Yeah. Yep. You could do so much with this. When you think about decorating with vintage, let your flag fly. I'm telling you. You could store handkerchiefs in here. You could tuck a handkerchief under this lid and have it draped down one side and down onto the table with a necklace over it. You could, do what she said. Put marbles, put twinkly lights in your bathroom. Ooh, how about put twinkling lights on a picnic table outside in the summer with your barbecues? With some blue dinnerware. Oh, yeah. Heck yeah. There you go. $12, y'all. Yep. Okay. Moving on. Again, I appreciate everyone. And if you change your mind, let me know. Let me know. Okay. Oh, now, these are really beautiful. And they start at what they start at because of what they are. Getting down to the end. Where did they go? Right, here they are. Oh. These are what they say, buttons. They are blue glass. They are like a cobalt blue. They are put together. Each one is an individual little 3/4 of a circle. Melded to the one next to it. And then the one in the center. So they're like flowers. These are very old. They are glass. They are stunning. So we just went through the whole jar thing. Buttons. Yep. Buttons. These are buttons are very collectible. Glass buttons like this are hard to find. Here, I don't want to take them off the card, but here they have a metal wire. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Going through. And there is the raised back. This was on some fancy sweater or little light jacket throw. These say vintage, but I feel more that they are antique. They do throw the blue color out in the light. See that on the paper? Yeah. They're really nice. I have no, Susan, I haven't either. That's why there's button collectors out there who would know a lot about these. I didn't do my research. They're almost an inch in diameter. Almost an inch in diameter. And they're just incredible. So there they are. You know, people take items like this and make earrings. They take items like this and make a necklace. You could make 2 necklaces, or you could make one where there's one here and one here, and then there's some seed beads, and there's like a pendant, like pearl or abalone in the middle. Yeah. People also just have buttons that are in a frame, and they put the buttons on in rows like this on, you know, cardboard with velvet, and then frame them. These are very collectible, and you'd be surprised how much buttons cost. Antique buttons, a lot. Okay. I did that. Look at that. Getting very near the end. I will speed it up a little bit. It's so nice that you all are here. Thank you. I have my dinner all ready to go. My dog is wandering around more and more. He's over here. He was in the background. He's like, it's getting dark. Isn't it dinner time, Mom? Okay. Jasper snakeskin tower. Jasper leopard snakeskin. It has grays, mauves, whites, and pinks. It is really pretty spectacular. Again, this is just something that I'm attracted to. The point is really sharp. It is 6-sided. I love, you know, it's like that moss or that like fungi, kind of the gray just exploding in that like beginning of the earth life evolution type of thing. I don't know. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. That's what it reminds me of. And there's, look at that pink. And then this red is actually very reminiscent of the geisha wear. Maroon red. And there's the top. It's about 3.5 inches tall. It's a really nice piece. There's the bottom. I have no idea. Hi, Heather. Thank you for coming in and listening. Heather, have you ever seen blue glass flower buttons like that? You have such an incredible eye for putting things together and presenting it to everyone. And you popping in right at this minute, I'm thinking, wow, she may know something about those buttons. Heather, Antique Agenda has an incredible eye. If you don't know her and you don't know her channel, go check her out. Okay, so I don't know the properties that this stone may or may not have. I don't, but I like it. And so so that's why I got it. And one day the right person will come along and say, yes, I'm interested. Okay, getting down to the last 1, 2, 3 items. So if anyone has come in just now and thinks that they might be interested in something, or you saw my preview and you know that you are, and you would like to inquire whether it has sold yet or not, please drop it in the chat now. I don't do recaps. But you can always email me and claim items. I have people who do that all the time. Okay, this very much reminds me of Westmoreland. It is a flashed red. So the red is flashed, but it's done really well. And there is no damage anywhere to this flashing. This is probably 1960s. The white is like a crystal glass. It's very heavy. It's very well made glass. And if anyone in here sorry, I have some, there it is, a hair. If anyone in here knows their glass and knows Westmoreland, then you know why I'm saying that. I'm going to take the lid off and show you separately. This is a really good price for this, even though it's flashed red. If it was not flashed red, I would be asking a lot more. So look at the detail. This is, see that? Look at the carving of that glass. It's gorgeous. And then underneath, you've got the 4 diagonal squares. You've got scalloping, right? This is hollow underneath. This is also carved in. This is solid. This has a bump out ring around that pedestal, which is square. This is also carved in a little scalloping. Yep, fingerprint, sorry. And then it bumps out on the edges with this. I mean, there's so much. This is why it reminds me of Westmoreland. It's a really, even though it's flashed, it's a really good piece. And it's big. So there's the bottom, and it's a candy dish. A wedding cake dish. The dish base should fit the top of the cover. Now, Noelle, I don't know my glass. And I'm going to ask you in a minute to tell me what you're saying. I don't understand what you're saying. Here is it's super fancy, so I don't know. Here is this, and then the scalloping on the bottom. And the bump out on the edges once again. And look at the really solid old glass carved handle, if you will. I mean, the whole thing is incredible, and it's heavy, and there's no damage. Look at, so see how old the glass is? You see all the waves in there? Late 40s, early 50s. Now, Noelle. Okay, the hollow base should fit the tip of the cover. Oh, when rested on. I see. I was like, what is Noelle talking about? I have no idea. I don't know my glass. Thank you, Noelle. I did not know you were here. Hello, Noelle. Noelle is right. See, I don't know my glass. Okay, let me show you. Oh my gosh, Noelle. Okay. And before I do that, let me show you inside. Do you see all the lines in the glass in there also? It's fantastic. Okay, how do I show this on camera? All right, so you see, here's this here. So this is why it's that particular shape. And then it's stacked and layered like a wedding cake. And then You said it like that. Oh my God. Noelle is correct. Noelle. Wow. Yeah. Wow. Who knew? The wedding cake piece is then put on the dish when eaten. Okay, so just so I know, put inside of here, right? And served like that. Wow. This is so, thank you, Noelle. So it's a wedding cake. Because I thought it was so extra fancy to be to be just for candy. And I will say that even though the glass is flashed, I really feel that everything else about it, it feels older than the 1950s. It just does. It's very Westmoreland vibes to me. But it's not marked, so I can't say any of that. It's heavy. It's heavy. This piece weighs at least a pound. And so now that I know what it is, I'm bringing it tonight. How cool, Noelle, for $16. However, it's going to go up in price the next time I show it. Now that I know what it is, and now that I'm taking a really close look and realizing how old it is, it's going to go up in price after tonight. It is 8 inches tall by 4.5 inches wide. And the dish itself, if that matters. Tug, what are you doing? Go to bed. No, sir. Sorry, that's my dog. 2 inches deep, the dish. So tonight, it's $16. Next time I show it, because I reserve the right to do that, it'll probably be about $24. It is so elegant. So grab it while it's hot, y'all. Okay. I reserve the right to do that. Often I don't do my research, and then, you get a screaming deal, and that's okay when I miss those things. But I reserve the right to say after, 5 days after the sale is over, to say, yeah, no, it's no longer available at that price. Okay. I want to move this piece, and I have crewel embroidery all over my house. It's a huge flowers back there. There's a day without laughter is a wasted day with little children. I have little tiny ones. I have strawberries that need a frame. I love it. I have it. But I've had this for a while, and I want to put the strawberries in another piece in a frame. This piece is already stretched and essentially framed, but I'm lowering the price because it doesn't quite fit with. I love birds. I'm a birder. My mom loved birds. I'm gonna get a tattoo of a red-tailed feather hawk right here, and then a crow feather when my dad leaves. He's the tool, intelligent guy, and my mom is like the sharp-eyed wisdom person. Anyway, but this doesn't quite fit. It's beautiful, but it doesn't quite fit for me, and that's okay. It is on muslin, linen. It is wool. It is one of the better. It's a Paragon Corporation 1976. It's like a mulberry bush with red and pink berries on this beautiful detailed, just coming into spring or going out of spring. Let me give you a close-up. Look at all the work to make that so realistic. There is 3 different colors in the wood. There is 3 different colors in the berries. And then 2 greens in the leaves. And then the bird has his little berry. He's really well done too. He's blues and grays and black. He's really nice. And it is stretched and stapled on this balsam wood. Paragon, 1976. Paragon is the crewel sets where they had the muslin material and the wool with the really nice colors. They are the very collectible vintage crewel. So this, in essence, is already in a frame. You don't have to do more than this. You could hang it just like this on a nail or two. You could put you could just lift this up and put a wire hanger with 2 little nails right there. And that's all you need to do. You don't have to do more than that. It is in mint condition. Online, you will find Paragon crewel sets from the 60s and 70s. Just the kit selling for more than this. Finished ones sell for $40 and $50, depending on what they are. So look it up, check it out. I want to give it to a friend. I want someone to enjoy it and to hang it up on their wall. The panel. Oh, because of the bird, Noelle? I've thought about that because, yeah, then the bird has, right? I've thought about that because then the bird is on the ground. Yep, that makes sense. Because the bird just perched over there, it doesn't make any sense. And see, to me, these remind me of the trees that are up here, the madrones. Yep. So, and if anyone was interested, I would give you measurements, but I'm moving on to my last item. It's my last item. China card. Oh, okay. This. And I appreciate, again, everyone who's been here all night with me. For me, it's all afternoon, but I appreciate it. Okay. It's my last item. And then I'm going to give me and the dog dinner. I've been on for 3 hours. And I think I've established that Monday is, in fact, a good time for me. And I've taken my time and I've gone slow. I also lost 40 minutes with this technological stuff, which really sucked. But I think I've established that this is a better time for me than Wednesdays. So I'm happy with that as a test run. Here's the bracelet. It's got your carved scarab type design. Multiple stones. What stones they are exactly, each one, I don't know. They are real stones. Are any of them perhaps dyed? I don't know. I mean, like, is this orange a dyed stone? Possibly. That's natural. That's natural. That's probably lapis lazuli, I'm assuming. Natural. Maybe a jasper. And I forgot the name of this green opalescent one. It has great articulation. It is just gold tone. Sorry, it starts at 14. It is just gold tone. It is contemporary. It says on it, China. Now, I'm going to say what I always say when I talk about, here is the clasp. It's a fold over. I'm going to say, before I answer Susan, I'm going to say what I want to say about, where does it say China? What I want to say about things made in China. Okay. There is the things made in China nowadays that are mass constructed in the millions of pieces with, not meant to last, etc., right? And then there are pieces from the 80s and the 90s. Well, really moving into the 90s more so. 90s to the 2000s after we finished with Taiwan and Hong Kong. And earlier than that, that are quality pieces from China. They're not the mass-produced junk that you would get on Temu. And this is not one of those Temu pieces. This is a nice piece. So, size, please. That's a very good question. Yeah, Hong Kong pieces. Yep, I totally agree. Hong Kong and Taiwan isn't bad either. And the 90s China, made in China, and earlier are very well made. Okay, so look at that. So it fits on my wrist, Susan. And I am a 7.5. And there's a little room. So what I would say about this piece is it could go 6.5 to 7.5. So ladies small, getting to the higher end of a lady's small, to the beginning of a lady's medium, but not the end of a lady's medium. Okay. And because there's this much room, it would fit snugly on a size 8. But I wouldn't want to do that. I don't think that would be. I wouldn't. I like a little bit of room. See, and then it just falls just that much. And I like that. I don't want it to be stuck on. Well, it's okay with this, for instance, this beautiful glass cuff that I was gifted. An amazing thing. It's like an octopus tentacle. This fits snugly, right? It's not uncomfortable. It doesn't hurt me, but it has to because it's glass and you don't want this thing moving around or popping off. But this, having just that little bit of movement, it's comfortable. It's smooth. This was, you can tell on the inside, this was worn a lot by someone. Someone loved this. This was a prized possession of someone. And it could be China, it could be older than what I'm saying. I just don't know enough about it. And I don't know enough about the stones to feel confident in saying more than I have said. And I got it in a lot of jewelry items. And so I can afford to bring it to you at this price. I mean, if I had picked this up all on its own, I probably would have paid $14 out of pocket at least for it. So I would not have been able to bring it for this price. But because I got it with a bunch of other stuff, I can bring it for a good price. That's not always the case. As you all know, my channel is somewhere in the middle in terms of price range. Okay. Well, y'all, I am hungry. My dog is bugging at me. And I've been on for 3 hours on the live that actually worked with 26 items. But it's good because, like I said, I got to see that this is a good time for me to come on. And I have numerous items left from this sale. Please, see you Friday, Noel. Please reach out and email me if you're interested in any of the items you have seen. I also did a preview with my announcement about shifting away from Wednesdays to Mondays at 1:30 Pacific time, 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. That will be a continual thing. And then I sell Fridays, 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And it's my show and tell, almost exclusively jewelry. I sometimes bring 1 or 2 household items and some minerals. But it's pretty much the time where we hang out and we chat. Similar to what we just did today. We did a lot of hanging and chatting and detailing. Mondays are not always going to be like that. They generally are meant to last more like an hour and a half. But since this is my first Monday of 2025, new time slot, I decided that I would have a good time and take my time and, get a good feel for it. So I did. So thank you to everyone that was here. Please give me a thumbs up. If you think anyone that you know out there would enjoy the way that I put my content together, the way that I put my live sales together, the way that we chat with one another, please ask them to subscribe. Ask them to come on over and check me out. And I hope everyone stays safe, happy, and healthy. Please pray for the southern half of my state and anyone else out there who may need a little boost right now. Okay? And I will see you all on Friday. Thank you again for hanging out with me. See you soon.